Louisiana Country Boy coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. All my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear.
Oh, and here we go. If I sound a little bit calm tonight, it's because it ain't about the country boy tonight. It ain't about me at all. Well, it ain't never about me. But anyway, it sure ain't about me tonight. Man, I am so excited tonight. I am thrilled. Man, I'm so very thrilled. I'm taking this opportunity tonight. I am giving the table away. Yeah, I ain't never heard that before. That boy said he getting the table away. I am giving the table away. I am stepping aside because I want to do something that we don't do enough of. I want to do something and I want to recognize fathers. I've invited some fellas and some more might come in, some more might not come in. We're going to roll with what we have. I have invited some fathers to come tonight to offer their view, to offer their opinion, to offer their thoughts, to give whatever it is they want to give fathers tonight, to share with you some things you may have heard, some things you may have never heard, some things you may have thought about fatherhood, some things you may never have dreamed of in your whole life. But I want to give them this opportunity to come to you in the way that they want to come. Country Boy don't do no introductions. I didn't. I ain't going to start now. But what I'm going to do is one thing. I got me a cup of Mountain Dew. I'm going to sit back, relax, put on my headgear. All the fathers of the world, the fathers of the world are about to put something in your ear. Gentlemen, yes. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. There's some background, so we can't understand you. So we need to figure out where the noise coming because you're not.
Is it on mine?
Let me see. I think so.
It's me. Why's it always got to be me though?
All I'm saying is move some of that those so
hey,
we can
Pat,
hear
you see how it is?
Hey Patrick.
I tell you, the diva come on, and I mean, I just thought we bonded after the last time, but I guess I got to do some more.
You know what, Patrick? I was talking to my friend in Dallas today, talking to her about your event. See, I didn't know you were gonna be on tonight. She's a promoter in Dallas, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about tonight. I just want to let Country Boy know that we can't hear y'all.
Is that better now?
See, there's something right there. I don't know what that is. I've muted everybody, but go ahead and get to going. If it gets too bad,
it's probably StreamYard. It's hating on StreamYard. That's what they doing. But
I can hear you now. It's working again. It's doing good now.
It's working now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you. I appreciate
it. Action.
Yeah.
Hi, is it Dante? Hello, Dante.
How you doing? I don't know if me muting my mic made it clear or not, but I muted it and you said it worked out fine after that. So,
well, look, here we go, y'all. This is I'm excited. I am really, really excited about what we're about to hear. What is about to happen? Again, man, if y'all didn't hear me before, y'all can hear me now. What I need for y'all to do is do what I'm finna do. Sit back, relax, put on your headgear, because the fathers of the world are about to put something in your ear. My friend, my brothers, what I just want for y'all to do is this, is take this opportunity, introduce yourselves. And y'all know I don't really have no platform, but tonight I'll just say this, just introduce yourself. Tell them about you, your kids, your family, whatever it is. And then, man, y'all just have your way.
Mr. Patrick, you want to go first? I'll go.
Go ahead, young man. You can go.
Okay. Well, my name's Dante. I am a father of three. I have a 20-year-old, 15-year-old, and 12-year-old, and I'm a sergeant down here with the Lincoln Parish Sheriff Department in Lincoln Parish, Louisiana. And that's the most of it right there. Just my introduction. I got three lovely kids that are very active. So I mean, this can be a month-long show right here, but I'm just gonna try to cut it to a couple of minutes. And I mean, that's just about it right there, about in a nutshell.
All right. Well, my name is Patrick LeBlanc, and I'm going to say I'm the father of six. I have 4 biological children, but my wife had 2 children when we got married, and I don't like that step this and step that. So I'm the father of 6. My children, their ages are 41, 36, 34, 32, and 6 grandchildren, 5 boys and 1 girl, ranging from 17 to 2 years of age, live in Duncanville, Texas.
All right. Well, look, we got one more guest that done popped in here. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, good. That's beautiful. Y'all ain't nobody got to see my face. Yeah, I like it. Look, we had one more guest to join. Man, look at here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing? I think you're talking to me. My name's Ernie. Um, I'm a father of 2. My got a 5-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. I'm out of Houston, Texas. I got a well, I just started working for this place called the Pelton Children's Center. I don't know if you guys are from Houston or whatnot, but it's a children's center out here that I just started working for. I'm actually still in training, so it's still fairly new. Um, I'll be coming on as a parent educator slash fatherhood specialist. So it's a position that I really don't take lightly, but I'm definitely eager to get started. But not to hog the airways, but yeah, we're just teaching fathers and father figures and dads, and just how to build better relationships with their kids, and all kind of great stuff. Um, so yeah, I also have a long history in juvenile probation. So just dealing with juveniles and kids, I kind of feel like I got some experience in that area. So yeah, just joined in to see what the conversation would be about today. See if I had any insight to input. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Man, well, again, thank each and every one of y'all for joining. What I do know is this is for myself, being a father, is that there are many things that people may assume that they know, and that's an assumption. I said something, and I stand by this. Not to be disrespectful to, and I told Erwin this earlier, not to be disrespectful to any woman out there. But the one thing a woman can never be is a father. And I take that. My mom, man, love my mom to death, but my mom could never, ever, ever be my father. The role, this thing that each and every one of us have been blessed with, and I consider it a blessing. The one thing I know, and I'm gonna shut more triple trap. The one thing that I know, and I've learned through the ups, the downs, the good and the bad, that thing did not come with an instruction manual. Um, so I'm gonna just drop it right there, and I'm gonna say to y'all, just here it is. Many times people talk about barbershop talk, but baby, we just gonna have some table talk. So dads, fathers, If y'all want to share your experience, share some things that you may have learned, share some hills you have climbed, some disappointments, maybe some heartbreaks, some smiles, and some joys. Some things that may be able to help others better understand. Some things that may be able to teach our men something that are coming up, and some things that maybe some of these mothers may not know, or some of these women may get confused about. So I'm gonna leave it right there, man.
Well, I'll start. I mean, I just want to really just echo what you said, that a lot of people, you spoke truth, and these, I think I'm the senior on the call, so I'll just let these young fathers know he's right. There is no instruction manual. There's no manual, and so a lot of the things that I did, I parented, or I was being a father, like I was fathered, like I was parent. And some of those things that my dad did when I was 13, 15, 17, Donnie and I grew up together. At that age, I didn't understand. But now I appreciate. And so I think we have to understand that it may be some hard decisions. It may be some things that are not popular, but again, it's no manual. You're doing what you think is best for your child, and they'll understand it when they get older. I think we have to really, us as African American men, society has just painted a different picture of who we are, what we are, and so sometimes we have to overcome that. And it's good to have a supportive spouse that can help you navigate some of that. Parenting is a job, man, and don't you ever think that it's not. But just do your best. You're gonna make some mistakes, learn from them. Uh, just love your children. But one of the things I definitely want to tell you is, don't try to buy that love. It's too expensive. You cannot afford it. You cannot afford it. Don't be afraid to say no, but definitely don't try to buy their love by every time they say something. Jordan's going here, tripping here, buying me this, buying me that, and you can't buy their love, man. It's just too expensive. Too expensive.
Wow. That says, man, that right there. I'm gonna say this again. I'm just gonna pop in here for a minute, and I'll tell each and every one of y'all this. It is Erwin and Dante. I told Patrick this the other day when we talked. I said I wasn't afraid of being a father. I was afraid of being a father that would fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. Go ahead.
No, that's a fear, I think, of any great father or any good father who's trying to be great, is failing. Country boy, I got a great dad here sitting beside me. He may chime in every now and then. You may know who he is. You want him to introduce himself?
Well, let him introduce himself. Is that your twin?
No, this is my up and coming one right here.
What's going on, fellas? Gavin Mitchell.
Hey, man. Hey, man, look here. The more, the better. The more, the better. That's it. What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
But to echo times now, definitely when we was raised with our fathers, a lot of these young fathers get tied up in trying to buy love and stuff like that. With my job, I am in the juvenile department of the sheriff department, so I deal with that part of it. I'm sorry about that. I deal with a lot of that, and just looking at the parents and the struggles. When we're in the cell phone era. I know you said Jordans and everything, but we're in the technology era too. So I mean, a lot of our kids been raised by that device.
Yes.
And I think we're struggling against that also. You know, not just buying stuff, but trying to fight against that cell phone and social media. And so it's important that we do step in and you know, try to just be dads and not try to get too much to the world to put in them. And that's my biggest fear right there is um, as good of a job as we do, like what are you gonna do when we're not around? Like when we put you out in the world, when you go out in the streets and stuff like that. That's my fear right there, dealing with the kids that I deal with.
And that's why, brother, you're gonna have to be strong, resilient, and I mean, really, some of this is gonna be unpopular because you're trying to compete against a society. You talking about the cell phones, they making that stuff look good to these kids, and daddy is not compliant. Daddy is not doing that. Man, let me tell y'all a story. My oldest daughter, the one that's 41, she was born when I was 18. Donnie knows. And when she was 4 months old, her mama walked away. So I've had her since she was 4 months old. And when she graduated from high school, she called my house Shawshank. She got to Grambling State University. You want me to help you come move in? Nope. That first semester over, you want me to help you move out? Nope. She get ready to go back in January. You want me to help you move in? Nope. One night, mid-semester, phone rung about 2 o'clock in the morning. My wife sits straight up in the bed. I said, girl, you got to answer the phone. So she talking to my wife, and they talking for a few minutes. And so then my wife hand me the phone, and I said, hello. And she said, Daddy, I just called to tell you thank you. So I'm telling you from experience, it may seem unpopular. It may be going against what society, but brother, don't think they not listening. Don't think it's not benefiting them. And you know, it is. But you are all, brother, you are so right. You are competing against something that I didn't have to compete against. That social media, I mean, they just not doing things like they did when Donnie and I was coming up as kids. So I'm asking you guys just to remember how you were. Take those good and those hard lessons from your father and do that. Because I don't know what she said to my wife. To this day, I don't know what was happening on Grambling's campus. But she called in the middle of the night to say thank you.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna chime in, and then Irvin, I'm gonna let you go. I want to chime in and say this. I heard something the other day, and it stuck with me. Honor. What was it? What's the words? It was honor and respect. Honor and respect. And this was the example that he gave. Mama told me not to smoke. I respected her and I didn't do it in front of her, but I didn't honor what she said because when I was out of her presence, I still did. The thing, if fathers can instill that thing into their children to honor them, that means even if you ain't around, even if you up in Duncanville and she down in Grambling, or he off at LSU and you up at Fellowship, or you in Houston and he in Hawaii, the things that you have instilled, he honors those, she honors those, is that this is what daddy put in me. Not only will I not do it in his presence, I also won't do it in his absence. And I think sometimes we worry so much about respecting that we don't catch it. We don't catch it and build on building and allowing them and for them to honor us. To honor us when they're far away, when that thing that we have planted inside of them, they say, man, my daddy, Dante, that thing that me and you were talking about, when you took her on that date, I'm catching chills, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna shut up. When you took her on her first date, that now she can take that because she honors and respects her daddy, and her daddy taught her what it should be like. So she don't have to go, boy, you can't, boy, go on somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's right, man.
so look, y'all going on. Look, I'm sorry. I told y'all I was gonna shut up. I'm shutting up.
Oh no, I'd like for you to chime in and say what you say, man. You know, I'll never say you're gonna shut up.
KT, welcome, sir. Welcome. How you doing? So look here. Well, go ahead. Erwin, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? So, my experience as a father so far, I'm still kind of young in the game. My oldest is 5. Um, yeah, I love it. I still got a lot to learn. I kind of told y'all a little bit about what I'll be doing, career wise, and I think it's great. I feel like this position is just came at a perfect time, and I'm a perfect fit. Um, I'm in a season right now where I've started co-parenting, and it's pretty new to me. So I'm just kind of learning how to, just being more intentional with my time.
And that is
Well,
so important.
yeah. Let me on the co-parenting.
Hmm.
You I'm telling you from some experience. Number one, no matter what happens, never say anything derogatory about mama.
Hmm.
No matter what, no matter what. And mama can say what mama say, but don't get caught up into that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. And the thing is with the 5-year-old, one of the lessons that I had to learn was you the father at 5 years old, you're gonna be a different father at 12. You're gonna be a different father when 17. And the
Hmm.
mistake I was made, I was still trying to father like they were 5 and 7 and 8, and now they 17.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't Yeah, and so that caused a lot of. But it ain't no. We started this thing off by saying it ain't no manual. It ain't no manual. But that's one of the things that I can give you guys, having been there. He's 5 now, but when he get 12 and then 15 and 17, you can't father him like you did when he was 5.
Hmm.
Yeah, these years right now, you setting the foundation. You setting the foundation. You letting him know, but um, after a while, that's gonna have to shift to something else. And what that something else is, I don't know. But it can't
Hmm.
stay like he 5 years old. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But you
Hey,
know,
good afternoon, brothers. Good
yeah.
afternoon. Boy, I think I came in right on time. I heard and I acknowledge what the brother said. And my name is Kenneth Thompson. I am the fatherhood specialist for the state of Texas, for the Welfare Department of the state of Texas. So I have covered 254 counties for 17 years.
And I'm a father. I was a father at age 19. So when I do this work, I mean, I do it as a father. But the brother said something earlier that is about not bashing the mother. And I'll tell you the reason why what he's saying is so true. You have to remember that your kid has 23 of her chromosomes. And so when you are bashing the mother, you're also bashing half of your kid. That's the reality. Those 23 chromosomes that belong to that kid, when you are bashing the mother, and we have no control of how the mother's going to say what they're going to say. We have no control over that. But we have all control of how we address it. And I always just say to us that we, around co-parenting, I just I wanted my kids to see the best because, and as the brother was alluding to, our kids is going to grow up, and as they grow up, the more that they see, the more they hear, the more that they witness about who we are and what we are. And particularly if those things are good, those things are going to weigh a little heavier, regardless at some point what mom has said about you, right? And but what you want to make sure is that, at least from my perspective, and as the brother was saying earlier, you don't want to be the one that's loading your kid with negative concepts about who they are and what they can do. Uh, and I know that's a challenge. That's a hell of a challenge, but it's a challenge worth it's a challenge worth beating. It's a challenge worth beating, and as overcoming. It's a challenge that's worth overcoming. And then, as the brother was saying, also, as your kids grow 5 to 7 to 16, one of the things I think we have to do when we get good at what we do is start listening to our kids and watching our kids and asking, seeing what they want out of life. You
Yeah.
know, what they want, and then also just remind ourselves that when we work, and remember, our kids, just like when you look in the mirror, you don't look the same as you did 10 years ago. If you did, I need the damn recipe, because I know I don't, right? And, and so our kids is gonna grow up, man, and so it's so important that what we put into them, my father's dead. My father is dead, and so when I think about him, I think about this, and I use and brothers, I use this thing called an hourglass. I use an hourglass, and I'm talking when I'm presenting, because I say to us, if we're at the top of that hourglass, all right, what are we passing on with the time that we have? What are we pass? Are we passing on stuff that we don't want to pass on, that we didn't like about what our fathers passed on to us,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because we have control of that, right? Because at some point, that hourglass that's vertical will turn horizontal. And my father's hourglass has turned horizontal. And so it is the word. So my father never said the words, I love you to me. But you know what? He can never say them to me.
Mm.
So part of his legacy is that he was never, but not only he didn't say it, but my stepfather didn't either. So I wanted to make sure when, as I'm looking at my hourglass, what I'm passing on, that I want to make sure that my son knew that I loved him. And that wasn't because I went to work. I hear folks tell, and my dad knew that my dad knew that I knew my dad loved me because he went to work and he did all the things that we think fathers should do. But I would say to him, I say, I would love to hear those words. I would love to hear those words
Yeah.
because many times you walking through this thing trying to figure out, are you loved? And one thing about all of us, when I look at who's here, one thing we don't do, we don't run back to pain. We don't run back to things that hurts.
Mm.
And I have coined this term, the hole in the soul. And that hole is alive. And when those 23, when those 23 chromosomes that you produce are not being activated or stimulated, right? It creates that hole in our soul. And what we have done as men, many times what we do is we put a callus over that thing. We put a callus over it. But that hole is alive and it's real, and we can see it in our kids. And our job is to make sure that we don't leave the hole for our kids. We don't leave the holes for our kids, because also, if you have a little girl, You know, your little girl should be the first person you fall in love with. You know, you should make it to make it hard on knuckleheads as she gets older because of what she's seeing you, what she's hearing you, and that's why some of my little boys run to gangs. They run to gangs because they're looking for love, and what we don't want is having our kids looking for love in all the wrong places.
Man,
And brother,
man.
also what I want to echo, man, is not just I love you. You want them to hear that, and you want your daughter to hear it, but you want your sons to hear it too. But also
Yes,
they they need to hear I'm proud of you.
yes,
They need to hear that. I mean, it's not so much that you at every game. I think somebody was mentioning stuff like that, but I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm supporting you. Like I said, especially when they get to be 17 and 18, is more, what? Are you sure you want to make this? Would it, if you, I'm gonna give you my advice, but you make the decision. I'm gonna support you. So I appreciate you with that, with what you said, my brother. Appreciate that.
and I would say this too. When I have learned, I try, and I'm gonna tell you, I grew up poor. I didn't grow up poor. I grew up poor. P.O. Hell, when shit, when we
No
got to
R,
OR, you
R,
know,
no R.
yeah, when we got to OR, we moved to the projects, right? But you know, um, but what the brother just said about, hey man, we have to continue to break the stereotypes of what society keeps telling us that we are. But what we are the greatest things that God created. But we too often, in my opinion, we surrender that, right? We surrender that way to. Hey, somebody's got the volume up also. But we surrender that way too frequently, too easily, you know. And there's nothing greater than who we are that God has created. And and society has spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to break us down. They have spent a lot of time trying to how to break us down. And the greatest gift that we have that we can give is passing on this assurity to our kids that hey, I've told my son that hey, I'm gonna love you no matter what you do, no matter what you do. But also, as our kids get older, I just, and as the brother said, you can give them advice. I have this theory. I ask, what's next? I want you to think about when you do something, what's next? When with your action, what is your action going to cost? And I think it's age appropriate. When they get about 15, 16 years, when the nuts drop, hey, our nuts have dropped, and we done got hard headed and things of that nature where we think we know everything, right? But the thing about it is asking what's next. If when you do this thing, son or daughter, what do you think the next thing? What's the next thing for you? What do you think your action is going to lead to? And give them room to think and process information. And then just to be there to support them. You know what? And say, hey, you want to try it? You know, now I'm gonna tell you, I'm not jumping off the cliff, right? But if you want to try it, and with a parachute, I'm there for you. But it's something I'm not gonna, I done tried it and it didn't work for me. But if you think you can do it better, I'm here to support
Let me ask y'all this right here, and
Good
and
stuff.
I facilitated it when I was young and when I didn't know any better. And this is what I say: when I only knew what I knew when I knew it. Okay, and with my oldest, I only knew what I knew when I knew it. Um, the the harm, and I can speak openly and honestly and transparent about myself. The damage that I caused by not knowing any better. I've been blessed to be able to work on that. To the hardest thing I've had to do, and I can say is this, is rebuild a relationship with my oldest. The hardest thing is because of the things that I showed her. And that's a real bad place to be, is rebuilding it. And it takes time, it takes patience, it takes unconditional love, because the bond and the things that I destroyed by not knowing and not doing. See, I felt just me at the time. I felt that I wasn't worthy of being a father. So it really didn't matter whether I was there or not there. So what that did for her and what I've had to work on in time is I look at what y'all talk about, man. I look at some of the things that she's gone through. I look at some of the relationship that she's had because now I have to say and hold myself accountable because that was what I instilled. Um, but it's taking those steps as a father. Again, wasn't no manual, didn't know what the heck I was doing, but not just giving up. Now I know the difference. Same thing. I know that it's not about, it ain't about buying nothing. So many this thing of this world or whatever gets us caught up in thinking that we can buy them, that we can give them the things. But the one thing that we never give them is our time, our love, and our attention. The things that money can't buy, but are actually priceless. To sit and man, all of y'all are so on point. To sit and not just talk to them, but to also sit and listen. To be able to, some of us have gotten and so busy to where with our kids, we don't take the time to listen to them. We don't take the time to just spend the time to hear or to ask how their day went. And I don't care if they from 4 to 40. It don't really matter. But to give that, I'm at the point now for me, and I'm gonna shut up again, to where this is what I know for sure. With having a younger child and having an older, is what I know now is this, is that there will come a time if I don't spend time, the quality time, and giving the attention now, when I get older and they get out, and I'm like ready now because I ain't got nowhere to go and don't nobody want to be around me, and I'm trying to be around my child. Don't you want to spend the time with me? And they got their own life. Don't miss out on embracing the moments because those moments are priceless.
Again, that goes back to that hourglass, man. But
Yeah.
also, I would
Yes.
say this to you, man. I would say this to you. I'm a gardener, and one of the things that I'm glad that God has taught me is that I'm a gardener. So, and even when we mess up, if God has given us life, uh, we can we can we can take the soil. You can take soil and recondition it. You know, you can cultivate soil. You can but we know also the soil is stained, the soil has oil, and if it has unhealthy properties, it's going to take a little while to cultivate the soil. You have to work that. You have to work this soil. It's no different than what we have to do with our children when perhaps we've not done right by them. We have to work. We have to work that. We have to work it. But we have to, in my opinion, we have to work it on their time schedule, not ours. We
Yes.
have to work it on their time schedule and not ours, right? And every once in a while, you know what? It's okay to tell a kid that you messed up, man. Hey, I mean, this is on me. This is not on you. And I'm working to try to improve myself and my existence. And what I would love is you to help me with that. Empower your kids to have a voice in this conversation as well.
Mm.
Donnie, I want to say a couple things because I gotta get on for another call, but I want to piggyback on what you just said, brother, about the gardening. I'm a gardener too, man. I got a garden in my backyard. I love out there tilling the soil, and you're actually right. You prepare the soil, you put the seeds in that soil, it's going to bring forth some fruit. But also, when that fruit, when them plants start coming up, some weeds gonna come up with them. Now, and I hope you guys can get the analogy of what I'm about to say. When you're trying to get them weeds out from around them plants, you got to spend some time on your knees.
Mm.
You got to spend some time on your knees to keep them weeds from choking your plants. So, brothers, if you're going to nurture these kids, you're going to have to spend some time on your knees. You're going to have to. And Dinah, what you were saying earlier about listening, this goes back to the young brother. We were talking about the age of fathering. You know, when you listen at 5, you can always give your opinion. But now I've gotten to the point where when they call me and Donnie, they want me to listen, my question to them is, do you want me just to listen or do you want my feedback? Because sometimes, brothers, you're going to learn as a father, I don't need you to fix it. Daddy, I just need you to listen.
Yeah.
I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to listen. I just need you to listen. So, brothers, I mean, know you can do it. Know you got a father that's gonna give you the tools and everything you need. You're gonna make some mistakes. Don't be afraid to. But guys, you're gonna spend some time on your knees. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
That's a powerful analysis, brother.
Yeah.
Now, that's a hey,
Yeah.
you know, and look at in between the weeds and the squirrels for me. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
you got to chase sometimes you got to chase some squirrels
Look,
away. You know,
you're gonna have to put you some scarecrows and something out there to keep all that stuff from you know. Man, you talking about squirrels? I got possums eating up my tomatoes. Left, right? Oh. You got to put something out there, man, to keep them things off your plants, man. And I'm telling you, you just gonna have to. So your garden thing was, it has taught me so much about parenting. And I'm telling you, them weeds come up. And here's the thing: them weeds look just like the plants.
Yes,
they look just like them. So you got to get down on your knees so you don't pull up the wrong thing.
Preach,
brothers.
Boy, go on, preach, man.
Spend some time on your knees, brother.
I hear you.
Country boy, I love you. I gotta go, man.
Hey, I love you too. I appreciate it, sir.
All right.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing tonight? I was trying to catch Patrick because he does mental health, but I'm going to throw this question out there to y'all if I can. Some of you have, I'm sure, adult children or older children. I would like to know if you've had any of your children who go to therapy, maybe, and how, if they do, and they've shared with you, and they come back with some of the things they've learned in therapy about how they were raised, or maybe mistakes you've made, because we only can use the tools that we have. How do you handle that? And if you don't have a child who has come back from therapy and said those things, what would you do? What are your thoughts of some of the things that may have been shared, and they come back to let you know that maybe, I don't know, you made a mistake? How would you handle that?
I'll let the brother. I'll let is it
Erwin?
Eric, go. I'll let him go because I don't have a child that went to therapy. I think I was his therapy, but I'll let him go and I'll come back after him.
It's a big thing now, and I'll say that because I have a friend that wrote a book, and she talked about how and she's a younger person. We're having to learn to accept those things that maybe we didn't do right, and our children come back and let us know, well, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, and this is why I'm like this. How would you handle it?
So my kids are way too young for that as well. My oldest is 5. But I've been as well, and even just the topic of that is funny because obviously this is about fathers, but
Right.
I'm a father. But yeah, this type of situation is kind of going on with my mother, and not that we've well, actually, yeah, we have kind of briefly, scratched the surface, but yeah, it's difficult for parents to stomach that or take that. I could tell, that's how it went with her. And as far as my father goes, we didn't get to really dive into that and have that conversation because he got to pass away last year. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, but he kind of passed away last year. And we didn't have that talk. So I mean, in hindsight, or even just now looking ahead and just seeing, how, my childhood was, or my relationship with my father, could have been closer. And you just know that you don't want to, repeat whatever,
Cycle.
cycle. We say generational curses, whether you see it trauma or just, just whatever you think your parents didn't do the best at, you want to do better, with your kids. So yeah, in the future I definitely, or even now, I'm like I said, I'm kind of doing a co-parenting thing now, so I'm not with my kids as much as I'd like to be. But my man said it earlier about uh just saying how like that you're proud and that you love them, and so I'm just making sure,
Yeah.
to be intentional with my words, not just my
Beautiful,
time.
gorgeous,
Hmm.
because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I
what
say
I'm
that because
saying.
I was raised by I live, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so yeah,
Um, and I
with
say
my
that
daughter
because
as
I come from a
well.
daughter who lived mostly with my
Hmm.
father. Mr. KT?
No, I would say that the most important thing, is recognize that we're not perfect. And I would tell my kid and my son was talking about, it said I didn't do it. I didn't mess up intentionally, right? But but I want to recognize too and acknowledge that hey, you have a right to to have those feelings. And then the question is, how do we move forward with that, right?
Yes.
How do we take what we have experienced collectively to make your life better, right? And
Mhm.
focusing on the kid, how do we make your life better? Because what I don't want you to do is to allow my mistakes to be this baggage that you carry with you for a long time. How do you get rid of that
I like
baggage
that.
so therefore you can excel to your greatness, right? Use perhaps this conversation that we're having, right, as a stepping stone to move beyond that. Because what I don't want you to do is to be 40 years old and still thinking about me as what I've done, where you're not perhaps passing. And I don't want you, as I was saying about the hourglass. What are you going to pass on with the time you have? And the
Right.
hourglass is powerful because you don't have to pass on what I passed on to you. And I think the brother just said it here. How do you break some of these cycles? You can break some of these cycles by not passing on some of the things that I passed on to you. And again, what I passed on to you and what I've done, those I didn't wake up in the morning and say, this is what I want to do to you. I didn't do those things with intentionality. I've done those things because perhaps I didn't know. And there's nothing wrong with telling your kids, hey, I was learning through this process also. I was
Yeah.
learning, and so what I do, and I think, but I appreciate the fact that where you are now, where you can come and have this conversation with me. And again, how do we move forward for this so we can celebrate your life, and your life can be a celebration rather than a hesitation.
Love that.
Right.
Love that. Both of you. Thank you so much. And I just want to add on, if Country Boy doesn't mind me hijacking his show, because I was taking notes. So I'm a girl. Am I a girl dad? No, I'm a dad girl. So I lived with when my parents got divorced, I lived with my dad. And I just want to say, you guys talked about speaking things into existence. You spoke about what you need to say. Something, the daughter date was amazing. I've shared with Country Boy about taking his daughter to the beauty shop. Especially like we talked about co-parenting. A dad can take their daughter to the beauty shop too. And I say that because when they get older, that helps them to know that that's something that they want. That's something that, yeah, they can go themselves, but to have their dad, knowing that a man can help them do that too, let them know. Um, I don't know, Country Boy, I probably said it better to you because I was probably fussing at you. Uh, it's okay to do those things. Also, being the first man and the man who always tells their daughter that you're beautiful, you're smart, you're gorgeous, because you are the first man that she ever loved. And so those things really help. I took out my tell them they're gorgeous, be there. And someone said about going to the games and stuff, and then someone else said just letting them, they thought the opposite, letting them know how proud they are. I think both are so important. The presence of, yes, your mom, but the presence of your dad Nothing like that.
There's not any research in the world, and I am a researcher. And I was just talking. In fact, the reason why I'm late tonight, I was talking to a young man that is a single parent and has
Yeah.
a daughter who's 5 and a son that's 3. And so we were talking to him. But there's not any research in the world, and I was telling that I've researched the United States, I've researched Canada, Saudi Arabia, Ireland, and all the research says that when a child has access to a healthy father, a healthy male role model, they do better. They do better at every stage of their existence, right? And to what you were saying also, sister, when a father's early telling their kid how much they've been, particularly their daughter, uh, how beautiful she is, how precious her body is, um, how she can do anything that she want to do, right? What they end up doing, they don't end up looking for love in all the wrong places because they
Yes.
find love in their fathers, and then also they know that that's a standard
That's a standard.
that other person has to keep. And so one of the things
Mhm.
that we should get better at, and we have the time, is setting a standard for our not only for our daughters but for our
So
sons. You know, I still open doors. Even in this feminine kind of existence, I still open doors. Sometimes I have women that would tell me, "Why you open the door?" You know what? And I always say because that's what my grandmother would expect of me. Uh,
Yes.
and and so I think role modeling, um, because again, we only we don't have forever. Time don't wait on anyone, and so
not at
you have to try to learn things and apply those, and try to make sure that you apply them in a healthy way for your kids to have a better look at each and every day.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank y'all for letting me hijack you all. Thank you so much.
I just want to say that, and Dante, he just texted me, said he was having problems with his internet. But I'm gonna share this with y'all. Dante, let me tell y'all, KT, Erwin, years ago, his youngest, I think he said that I think she's 15 now. But years ago, he took her on a daddy-daughter date. And I still got the videos from it. And I tell him every time is that it was they planned it out. They picked a place. She got dressed. He got dressed. Those things, and that for me, and that was before I had my baby. My baby's 5 now. That was before I had mine, and that gave me to be able to see that. Those are the things. Those are the things that what sticks in my craw, y'all, is this. Is those are the things that get the less attention. They don't give that type of thing. They don't give the attention to these fathers who are out here doing. The fathers who are really, really trying, the fathers who are there supportive, encouraging their kids. That's what really gets me, is that that's not what gets the spotlight. That's not the hot topic, if I can say so.
Well, and I would say this, brother, when I say this respectfully, I don't want it to be the hot topic. See,
Right,
what I want, what I do and how I do it, I don't need anyone else to celebrate it. I mean, what I want to do is role model it, but you know, uh, because when those things that do make the news or the hot topics, right? What we have done with our kids is we have created these memories where they know that they know that they have something different, you know. And I think if all the things that we do become spotlight, then I think that becomes, there how many folks will start doing those things not out of the for the right reasons, but they're doing it because they want to be spotlighted. And I
right.
mean, but
Well, and
but
when I say that, I guess why isn't that should be the norm to have a instead of the other way. That should be the norm. And for some reason, it seems like that's not the norm. For the father to be supportive, and there are many fathers that are supportive. There are many fathers that are doing it, and for some reason, it's made that that's not the norm. That the other is the norm, and that is so disheartening.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But I think when you just take a look at who you are and what you are and what you're trying to do, I mean, and what you're trying to do for your family, your immediate family, uh, sometimes we have to block out the noise because, as I've said before, one of the things that happen in our society, man, breaking breaking us up. And see, the reason why those things make the news, the other things, and not the good things, is because there sometimes some elements of society, man, can't appreciate who we are. You know, they can talk
Mm,
about it, but they really don't appreciate it. And so that's why we have to do it right of, in
right.
spite of not making the noise.
Amen. 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 Um, man, I appreciate you guys for coming so very much. Um, Erwin, I appreciate you. I know that. Look, you didn't say much over there. Look, go ahead and give your words over there.
Oh no, no, it's good. Like I said, I'm still a young father and I'm still new to my position. So I know it says fatherhood specialist, but that's just what I gotta call myself for the time being. I still got a lot of time to put in, like my man KT over here. But
If
when
you
I'm in
ever
the
need me,
spaces,
man, reach out. Hey, man, if you
yeah,
ever need
definitely.
me, man, reach out to me, man. I'm here for you, man. I like to say, and I'm willing to share everything that I have. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Hmm.
so like I say, and and as a young father, and I look at that beard. Mine used to be black too. You know,
Oh yeah, the grays coming in.
you
If I
know,
zoom in, if you zoomed in,
you
you can
know,
see them.
you
Yeah,
know.
but
So,
I don't know
but
if
let me tell you,
Donnie has your
what
contact. I'm assuming.
yeah, but let me tell you something, man. See,
Hmm.
man, I call this ain't gray. This is platinum. And I
Platinum,
want you to
yeah.
think of, and I want you to think about platinum, right? Platinum
Yeah.
is something that you just don't. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires a certain amount of pressure. It requires, it requires something to make platinum. And because when you do make it, it
Hmm.
becomes valuable. You know. Now I went through the gray phase. I went to gray. I went from gray to platinum. You know. So
Great
that's what I
platinum.
want to tell you. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, but
you know.
yeah, no, I've started, like I said, I'm still kind of in position, and I like just soaking up, the wisdom from the dads that obviously have done it, a lot longer. Um, but yeah, like the gentleman that was on earlier was saying, times are different. It's a different era of parenting. Social media, even at a young age, like, I see it in my kids, that tablet, just got them sucked in. So uh even more so imperative that as fathers we kind of just stay locked in, to our kids.
Get them and take them outdoors.
Yeah, definitely. We do that. And yeah, I feel like I'm doing a good job, but it's you could always do better. You could always do more.
Look here, man. I was a kite
Hmm.
flyer,
Hmm.
and what
Oh
we
yeah.
talk about more today about the kites that we didn't get up versus the one we did.
Hmm.
Mm,
And every opportunity you have, if you take that cell phone, you have create some memories,
Yeah, for sure.
right? And then if you're a writer, hey, write them letters,
Hmm.
and just remember again, hey man, time will keep. If you're thinking about what you can do to make your kids' life better, you're also thinking about what you can do to make your life better.
For real.
And you're looking at a guy like I grew up. I tell folks I grew up poor, but also I want you to imagine going to the inauguration of the first black president of the United States of America, President Barack Obama, and seeing your son in the limousine with the first president of the United States of America. I've had that experience,
Mhm.
right? And or opening up the Smithsonian with Harry Belafonte, and all who and the nicest guy, man, it was guy Kobe Bryant, and I was sitting in there, and I was Oprah Winfrey, and all of them folks was there, right? And I was there not because I paid $1 million for the Smithsonian. I was there because I was a father, and because my son was working there, and he gave me access. And so I say that to tell us that our kids, when we start again, when we work to make their lives better, we make ours better also. Um, and I want to be different. And also think about these words. The word that I think is most powerful that we don't often concentrate. And I wish somebody would mention this word to me when I was 19 years old as a father. And that word is legacy. What is going to be my legacy as a father? Because I'm going to leave a legacy whether I want to or not. You don't, once you become a father, you're going to leave a legacy. And so, uh, as Donnie was saying also, hey, if you have to recultivate the legacy, cultivate the relationship to make it better. But you're going to leave a legacy, and because you don't want, I don't want anyone to be like I was when I went to my father's funeral. I played in my ear, in my heart. I played Tupac, Dear Mama. When my father died, it was like it was hard to cry for a stranger. I shed not a tear. I shed not a tear, not because he didn't put nothing in me. And if you don't put nothing in, then I ain't got nothing to pour out.
Wow. 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 That is, man, that is so true. That is so true. Man, I before we shut down, there's a couple of things. I want you guys, if you didn't get a chance to, if you did, I want you to do it again. To introduce yourselves, tell them where they can get in contact with you. Your kids, your family, let them know how many you got, whatever it may be. Um, I want them to be able to reach out to you guys. I mean, I know KT. Erwin, I ain't gonna cut the camera back on because me and KT, we twins. You didn't know that, did you? Hey, I call it. Let me hold
Let
on.
me say.
See, I call it my best.
Okay, okay. Yeah. With the you got the platinum too. Double platinum.
Hey, but if you need me, Donnie has access to me. Matter of fact, the first time I met Donnie, it was at a speaking engagement in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
I was keynoting something, and I looked, and I said, "God, I'll be damned. Wait a minute, hey." And I thought I was standing up and yet sitting down at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but if you need me, I'm here for you. And like I say, I Kenneth Thompson. I'm the fatherhood specialist. I'm the first, and I'm one of the first in the nation that ever had this role as a fatherhood specialist for a welfare department.
Oh
Right?
yeah, no, we
Uh,
definitely need to tap in for sure.
and so I've spoken around the country. As a matter of fact, I was talking to some schools of social work today
Hmm.
about how do we bust this estrogen bubble that sometimes gets in the way of fathers and child welfare.
Hmm.
And I have one kid that I know of, but I have so many young brothers and sisters, man, that calls me pop. You know, and I love that also. I ran the oldest youth organization in Austin, Texas, for many years ago, and the greatest reward that I ever got, that was one of the greatest rewards because uh, the men who raised me asked me to come back and run it, and so you know, and then some of them were still coaching in the league when I started running it. So can you imagine men who coach you asking you now at some point see something in you and asking you to give them direction on how to move the league forward. And so that's part of that legacy. But remember, two things I say to dads, young dads, right? And if you ever get a chance on a piece of paper, just write down what is my value as it relates to my kids. You know, what is my value? Because when we find out what we value, what things we value, we tend to take care of. And not only what we value, but then also what do I want my legacy to be with some degree of
Hmm.
intentionality.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. That's on KT. And if y'all don't remember that, remember the hourglass.
Remember the hourglass. Because at some
Remember
point
the
that
hour.
hourglass that's vertical, it's gonna turn horizontal. And like I said, when it turned horizontal, the only thing that's left is what you when I passed on when it was vertical.
Hmm.
That's it. That is it. Erwin, you too. Let them know where they can, about yourself, where they can run into you at, or
Yeah, so I gotta correct y'all as Ernie. Y'all keep calling me Erwin, but
oh,
it
And
I know that the letters are small on there, but like I said, I just started at the Pelton Children's Center in
oh
Houston,
hell,
Texas.
you would hey, when you see Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua is the reason I got on the call. Yeah, so if he knows
When
you,
you say
we're definitely,
when you say
yeah, we're definitely
Joshua,
locked in.
just tell him you talk to Kenneth, and
Kenneth, you
I
said
love
Thompson,
Joshua.
right?
Yes,
Got you,
yes.
got you. I'm gonna call. He knows you by KT.
You know it's by KT.
I'm gonna say I talked to KT, but yeah. So I'm over at the Pelton, the parent educator / fatherhood specialist. Um,
I'm sending
uh,
people to you every day, man. I'm sending folks every
oh,
time I talk to
already?
someone about Houston, man. I'm saying, hey, go to the Pelican Center.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where you can find me. I would throw up my contact if I can, but if you want to reach me, my email is agbobach@depelchin.org. You can reach me at 346-740-0150 to find
Well, I'm
out
gonna do it.
about
I'm
any
gonna
services or any
tomorrow.
programs.
What I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna email Joshua, and you if you talk to him tonight, I'll email him or call him tomorrow. I I really appreciate that young man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really yes
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
yes yes yeah.
Awesome.
No, no, telling you you hung out with the KT.
I will, I will.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Well, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you both for so much for coming. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Dante, for coming on. Thank you, fathers. Thank you, all of y'all, for being, being the benchmark. Not just talking about it, not just talking about it, but for being. I have the utmost respect for you, gentlemen, and know that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. To come to share, to be open and transparent here. And that's what this platform has always been about: open, honest, and transparency. To
Man,
share.
make sure you tell Josh. Now you done got me all excited about it. I mean, I just admire Joshua, man. Make sure you tell Joshua that I missed him.
I'm gonna
Also,
pass it on. Yeah, I'm gonna see him actually. Uh, I'm not in the office tomorrow. It's my work from home, but I'll be back there Friday. But we might have a video call tomorrow, so I'll definitely, or I'll even text him when I get off. But yeah, I'll definitely pass on the word.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yes,
But
yes,
man,
yes. Hey,
I
Don, hey, I
appreciate
do
y'all.
apologize for being late, man. Like I said, but I was working with a father that has two kids, man, and so we was having a conversation about gardening, about making sure listening to them. Hey, and and when you're talking to your kid, and tell, hey, as the brother said, get down on your knees every once in a while so you can see the world from their perspective.
Yes,
You
indeed.
know,
Yes, indeed.
yeah.
It is so true. And again, thank you guys so very much. It has been
You're
an
welcome.
honor. It has been a privilege to have you sitting here, to be sitting amongst such distinguished, fine fathers. Um,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's some things I don't offer resistance to any longer. So I don't offer any resistance to some things. So I'm gonna go with that 100%.
Yeah, that works. It works for me too.
Hey, all right, fellas.
Thank y'all so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank everyone who tuned in. Um, Man, I say this early to you gentlemen, to everyone that's been on, to any father that may be listening or may view this. Happy Father's Day.
Right on.
Stand
In
strong,
fact,
even if you have to
in
stand
fact,
alone.
in fact, I am hosting something. I think I may have seen it on Facebook called Fatherhood Eve, Father's Eve, on Saturday, where just we get the fathers where we just have a conversation with fathers about being fathers.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. That is, and you know the conversations are so needed. The support is so
absolutely.
needed.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And
And tell that soul sister, man, we appreciate her too, man.
I was trying to come on and say bye and thank y'all for letting me bogart a little bit. But thank y'all so much. And thank
Cool.
y'all for being amazing dads. Thank you so, so much. And I
You're
love that
welcome. I
about that
appreciate you.
platinum beard. I like that. That platinum. I like that.
I, I hear you. All right. Hey, y'all be good. Be good. Hey, be
All
Y'all
good
be
to
right.
good. Thank
yourself.
you so very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. It has been another episode of my Worthless 2 Cents Table Talk. Actually, today it was Dad's Table Talk. It was Fatherhood Talk. Thank y'all. And as I close this thing off, like I always do, I'll just say this. The purpose and the vision that God has given you, don't let nobody deter you.
I know.
Each and every one of us has a purpose. Each and every one has a vision. There are going to be some people that tell you you can't, you shouldn't. Don't worry about them. Continue on. Don't you stop. Don't you give up. Don't you quit. Because this is what I know about purpose, and this is what I know about vision. What he has given you is not for you. He's giving it to you for somebody else. And if
That's
you
powerful.
stop, they can never get it. They can never get it. So don't you quit. Don't you give up. Don't you give in. And lastly but not leastly, if you woke up this morning and you open your eyes and you cleaned out your ears and you tried to hear, but the words just did not come clear. What if you was out there today? If you was in Houston, Lord knows it was rain, it was hot, it was rain, it was hot. I don't know what it was doing, but whatever it was doing it. Well, look at here. What I tell you right now is what you've been waiting on. Here it is, 9:27 Houston time. I speak with myself, and on behalf of my guests, I will speak for them as well. When I tell each and every one of you this, is that we love you. We love you, and we love you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing, absolutely positively nothing that you can do about it. Thank you, my guests. Thank you so very much. Happy Father's Day from your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy. I love y'all, my brothers. Thank you so very much, man.
Peace.
We